Hari Om. Jai Shri Radhe Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 1. Before we try to summarize the first chapter, let us offer our salutations to Bhagavan Shri Krishna with his right hand in Jnana Mudra, the bestower of all needs, to those who surrender to him completely, the milker of the divine nectar of the Bhagavad Gita, the holder of the whip in one hand for driving the cows. Chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita is known as Arjuna Vishada Yoga, or Yoga of Arjuna's grief. While there is not much philosophy here, it gives valuable insight into the human personality. The message this chapter gives is that the root cause of all sorrow and suffering in this world is our inability to deal with conflict. The three life lessons we see here are Duryodhana's entitled mindset, why Arjuna was the chosen one, and Sri Krishna's role as a charioteer. First lesson we learn is I must break my entitled mindset. Man is not by nature deserving of all he wants. When we think that we are automatically entitled to get something, this is when we start walking all over others to get it. Gratitude begins when the sense of entitlement ends. Second lesson, why was Arjuna chosen for Gita's wisdom? The truest mark of a seeker is the ability to approach life with the open-mindedness of a child. So, I have learned that I still have a lot to learn. Arjuna surrendering himself to Lord Shri Krishna for wisdom signifies that knowledge does not come to us, we must go to get it. Third lesson, no job is beneath me if I want to succeed in life. Shri Krishna happily accepted the role of a charioteer. He never felt, I am the Supreme Lord, why should I take the role of a charioteer? So leave your ego at the door every morning. Many times as we rise through the ranks, our ego starts growing with us, and as our ego grows, we lose touch with life's reality. We should be willing to take any role, and that is what Shri Krishna as a charioteer teaches us. Sanjaya begins his narrative by reporting to Dhritarashtra that Duryodhana is approaching his revered guru Dronacharya with arrogance. Though his military strength is at least 1.5 times that of the Pandavas, he reveals his fear and diffidence. Duryodhana feels insecure due to his unrighteousness. Duryodhana's description of the scene introduces us to the principal figures in each army. Duryodhana has nothing but his selfishness and foolishness to fall back on, hence he lacks self-confidence. Meanwhile, Shri Krishna drives Arjuna between the two armies to assess the enemy forces as per Arjuna's request. Arjuna wants to look at the men gathered to do battle service for Dhritarashtra's evil-minded son. Arjuna is disheartened to see all his relatives standing in the opposite army. He sees his grandfather Bhishma in the enemy lines, who had renounced the kingdom for which they were fighting. He sees his respected guru, Dronacharya, who had taught him archery. He sees relatives when he should be seeing enemies. When emotion comes in the way of intellectual conviction, Arjuna falters and fails. The sight of all his relatives, teachers, and cousins overwhelms him with a deep sense of compassion, and he starts questioning the war. Arjuna questions the happiness they are seeking after killing their own clan. He starts questioning the ethics of warfare and if it is ever morally right to kill. He starts lamenting. He has a panic attack. He drops his weapon and he tells Krishna, I cannot fight against my own family, as nothing good could come out of it, even if we won this war. Thus, the mighty Arjuna breaks down, overcome with frail pity, oblivious of his obligation as a Kshatriya warrior to uphold dharma or righteousness. Arjuna, after all, had not asked for the war, yet he has to play a central role in it, one that he is least prepared for. Arjuna is no ordinary warrior. He is the most skilled archer of his time, whose archery skill has surpassed everyone else. He has achieved several celestial weapons and won many battles in the past. In fact, the Pandavas are counting on Arjuna to win this war. Shri Krishna is not an ordinary charioteer. He takes charge, takes up the role of Arjuna's spiritual master in the following chapters and explains the necessity of the war to Arjuna. We will see why Gita was taught to Arjuna in the middle of a gruesome battlefield. We too experience conflict at 3 levels in our lives: material, mental, and spiritual. Material conflict is everywhere. How we conduct ourselves in material conflict is largely dependent on the state of our minds. Our mind is in conflict between our rational side and our ego. The confusion of identity is the third type of conflict, the spiritual conflict. Unless we know who we are and what is our connection to God, we will never be able to completely resolve the other 2 conflicts, and this is the central theme of this chapter. Bhagavad Gita is all about how one should react to failures and adversities, how to act responsibly and not defeated by the challenges in life. Gita is all about us and how we should be in this life. In that way, Gita is a handbook to a happier life. Hari Om. Jai Shri Radhe Krishna.